Time for some more signs of awakening in 2020 with Kamala Harris. I will never call her by the way she wants me to because I just don't want to. And so one of the signs of awakening I've seen in the last couple of days as Biden announced his terrible vice president pick is a clear showing of the fact that the white liberal is the worst enemy to America. And just like Malcolm X said, but all of the liberal media establishments went nuts on YouTube, and the comments and people really shared their views by giving so many more downvotes than upvotes to pretty much every single thing, no matter what the media source was. Bloomberg, NPR, all of these things. In every single one of the comments, I didn't find one comment in all of these videos that was like, yay, Kamala, what a great pick, anything like that. Even the trolls aren't being paid to try and sway things because it's just hopeless. It's only a matter of time before these places all shut their comments down, like most people have already done, most Democrat evil monsters have already done, because they don't want the people making fun of them and laughing at them and realizing how pathetic they are. I think they don't really want to realize how much of an uphill battle and how devastatingly gigantic the silent majority is. They don't seem to realize that in 2016 there was an incredible silent majority, and now these two candidates, one is literally brain dead and the other one is an incredible racist who is not even black. She's Jamaican and part Indian and part white, and they never talk about those parts, but she is getting trashed by the digital soldiers. And there's some where she's won. There's some websites that definitely are so liberal that the plus thumbs up actually outweigh the thumbs down, but there are very few. It was amazing to see all the ones where the thumbs downs were winning, and all the comments were just whatever. See things like the Young Turks, people whose media sources, whose clientele are just absolutely pathetic. Those are the ones with the thumbs up. But pretty much for the majority of every other article, all the ones that were pretty much neutral going out into the public, all had different things, and everyone calls her out as being racist. Anyone from California tells and explains how terrible she is with the what she did with the priests abusing children, what she did to marijuana smokers, what she did to locking up parents whose children were late for school. Like, this woman has done a laundry list of things, and actually one of the videos I'm coming out and part of the takedown of Biden and Kamala series that's coming is going to be about 20 things that Kamala has done that are just terrible, and that the people need to know. So the digital soldiers have to report it because nobody else will. And any of these people just continuously try to glorify with their titles, thinking that, oh yeah, we can sway the people with these fancy nice titles and putting these nice people in, not asking them any tough questions, basically giving them softballs, lobbing them up right in front of them with pre-planned answers written by Obama and the Democratic committee. Like, it's so ridiculous, and the amount of people that see through it are absolutely astounding. It gives a lot of good motivation and a good solid boost and backing for all of us who really were, maybe worried that the people on the other side would fall for something like a woman, the first woman, Africa, like all this stuff. But people aren't buying it. And you'll see in all of these things, people aren't buying it. And eventually one of these is going to show that thing, Charlemagne, the Breakfast Club. I don't know, I don't watch that crap. But people in the comments are all calling him out as being like he was basically responsible for that comment that lost Biden to the black community, and then basically they had to start George Floyd and do all those other riots in order to distract from the terrible things Biden said. But people in the comments, every one of them remembers. People are losing respect for Charlemagne and those people, these YouTube faces and influencers who are trying to sway the public that he's good for their community, when everybody sees through it. Every single person, except maybe the people with Molotov cocktails. They're too dumb, and they've been breathing in too many fumes to really think straight with their and their communism has just penetrated them to the core. So they don't really care, and those people probably won't even go out and vote. They'll be too lazy, they won't be able to get out of their house, or they won't be paid to vote, so they won't, except if the cheating occurs. And hopefully we can get a handle on the cheating. because it is very clear that that is the only chance the Democrats have of winning. Their policies are terrible. The people they picked are absolutely pathetic and hated even more than Hillary was, and that is astounding of an accomplishment because she is a very hated individual. And together, these people, the lack of confidence in these two is very high. NPR can't even pull it off. 3-1 negative on that, downvotes. LOL, the Democratic Party is in shambles. I thought Kamala was still on the canvas after Tulsi hit her with a 3-piece. I love that because Tulsi did devastate that woman, and she was done, down for the count at that point with no chance of recovery. The only chance that they have is to completely memory hole every single person in the public. And the public is not memory holed anymore. They know. There's another thing too about Kamala that people aren't really counting for, and it's her attitude. She sounds like your friend's angry mother screaming at you, or a teacher that you hated that just talks down to you, tells you what not to do, and just thinks that she's the queen and can do anything. And that persona is not very well liked. And the fact that her and Biden sparred full blown in the debates in front of millions of people, like in a very viral way, that's not going to go away. You can't leave these things. And yeah, see, these are all the people that are talking about Charlemagne and all these, who calls himself a god. Like, give me a break. These people are freaks. I can't believe people watch these pathetic puppets of the Democratic Party and actually think that they're getting information that is of value of any kind. But so hopefully these people will go down, and their influence will go down, because even though everybody, including Bezos' wife, is putting billions of dollars into pumping up all these voices that should stay silent, and all these other channels will start taking off, I guarantee it soon, that shouldn't have a voice, and our voices will be stifled. It's just the way it goes. It's happened to me on every single social media platform I've ever been on, and fortunately it doesn't happen in reality. Reality is one thing that we will always control. I say give them the internet, give them all this crap, who cares? Let's take reality. It's the only thing that matters, and we can bring the world back to caring about reality instead of caring more about likes and friends and online that don't mean anything. Well, the friends do when you find right ones, but numbers don't mean anything. And the only thing that really matters is destroying these two in the upcoming election. And so I'm going to play some more series in the next 80 days of different things that will hopefully aim to take these two down, because when it comes down to is stuff like this. The accomplishments of Trump have been astounding. Again, the Trump dilemma, I don't know if he's part of the show, part of the incredibly elaborately written theater, but I also don't think they're creative enough to come up with all of this. This is division because there's one side that's terrible and one side that's good. And that's pretty much what I think is the case and what's going on. And when it comes to accomplishments, Trump will be victorious every single time. Bless you all. There we go. And I want to end this one with Tulsi's first knockout of Kamala. Now, Kamala got back up and she's trying with Biden, but Trump is going to knock them down for good.
Congressman Gabbard, you took issue with Senator Harris confronting Vice President Biden at the last debate. You called it a, quote, false accusation that Joe Biden is a racist. What's your response?
I want to bring the conversation back to the broken criminal justice system that is disproportionately negatively impacting black and brown people all across this country today. Now, Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Senator Harris, your response.
As the elected Attorney General of California, I did the work of significantly reforming the criminal justice system of a state of 40 million people, which became a national model for the work that needs to be done. And I am proud of that work. And I am proud of making a decision to not just give fancy speeches or be in a legislative body and give speeches on the floor, but actually doing the work of being in the position to use the power that I had to reform a system that is badly in need of reform. That is why we created initiatives that were about re-entering former offenders and getting them counseling. It is why, and because I know that criminal justice system is so broken, that I am an advocate for what we need to do to not only decriminalize but legalize marijuana in the United States.
I want to bring Congresswoman Gabbard back in. Your response.
The bottom line is, Senator Harris, when you were in a position to make a difference and an impact in these people's lives, you did not. And worse yet, in the case of those who were on death row, innocent people, you actually blocked evidence from being revealed that would have freed them until you were forced to do so. There is no excuse for that. And the people who suffered under your reign as prosecutor, you owe them an apology.
You